Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are your North Texas No Filter Real Estate team. I am Holly Haven.
And I'm Andy Haven.
And we are back with the March 2023 market update. Wow. We have some really interesting stuff going on right now, and probably some big highlights and bullet points you guys are going to want to know about if you are at all in the market. Buying, selling, investing, you're going to need to know what's happening because we've been pretty surprised the last week or two.
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of the numbers on the last market update were shocking as well. We had a lot of new listings on the MLS, a lot more people selling their homes, and I think this one is just as surprising as last month.
Yeah, we're seeing trends a little bit similar to what we saw over the last couple of years. We thought we were out of the crazy COVID market, but guys, this is not the case. This is not what we're seeing. So you want to dive right into the numbers?
Yeah, let's get started.
Okey doke. Start with Dallas.
All right, so Dallas for the month of February, we are going off of the numbers from the month of February because it is our last full month of inventory that we've been able to get some statistics off of. So February in Dallas, the average list price was $677,198. This is up from last month at $639,000.
That's a huge jump in one city. Dallas is a big city, but that's a really big jump in average list price because if we go back to the December numbers, it was as low as $502,000. So we are seeing $175,000 increase over the last couple of months, guys. This is big news because this is telling us what's happening in the market right this minute.
Yeah, and the sales price to list price ratio in Dallas is staying very consistent. We're at 98.4%. Back in December, we were at 98.6, and then January was 98.1. So we are staying very consistent in there. As long as we're right around 98%, that's looking good.
Yeah.
Days to sell, we are up a little bit. We were 39 days in December, 43 days in January, and now 45 days in February.
Yeah. So, we've talked about this before, but what we call a stable market, not a buyer's market, not a seller's market, is potentially up to 6 months on the MLS. So we're talking a month and a half. That's still really low days on the market. And we've kind of seen that trend stay about the same for a while now.
Well, and something we'll mention later in the video about some of these other towns, there is a lot of new construction going on right now. There's a lot of investors and stuff like that does raise the days on market just because new construction does take time. So as we get further into some of the smaller towns like Prosper and Celina, we'll see more of that as well. Yeah. The number of new listings is down a little bit, but it's not down by much. 951 new listings in Dallas this month for the month of February. Back in January, we did have over 1,000 listings, and then December was at 293. So we have almost 2,000 new listings between January and February.
Yeah, and the deal is those listings are moving. So we're seeing them move, our average days on market being only 45 days, under 1,000 listings in the entire city of Dallas. Guys, that is still very low inventory. Yeah. And we use Dallas as kind of that starting point because we want to take that major city, not as much new construction. We have a lot more resell. We have, I think we only pull single family residents, right? We don't pull.
No, we pull all residential buys, sells.
Okay, so Dallas could include some things like condos, townhomes, a lot of that because we see more of that in Dallas.
Yeah, so that is another thing that does kind of skew our numbers in Dallas compared to Frisco, Prosper, and Celina because we pretty much are only single family out in Prosper, Celina, and Frisco. But for Dallas, it does give you a good kind of look that single family probably is even just a little bit higher than what we're pulling just because it's a smaller percentage of single family in Dallas. But
yeah, cool. Let's check out Frisco. Okay, so guys, average list price in Frisco, $863,000. Yeah, we're up by about $65,000 since December on the average list price. So some of that is going to be just market related, right? Those winter months, we usually slow down a little bit. We have fewer buyers in the market. It's less competitive. So we always kind of expect to see that trend as we move into the spring months. But that's a pretty significant trend of, $65,000 increase over the last couple of months. That sales price to list price ratio is up as well, which means we are getting closer to the list price at 98.7% on average. Days to sell at 59. That's actually down a little bit in Frisco. And the number of new listings at 190, and that is down a little bit from the previous month as well. So being the entire city of Frisco only having 190 new listings, This is where we're seeing the competition, and this is kind of what's happening. And we had this thing happen over the weekend where I took some buyers out. They've been looking for the last couple of years, right? They're finally in a place to be able to make offers and not have to pay 50 or 100,000 over, or so we thought. So guys, we made an offer in Plano this week on a beautiful house right around $500,000 with a pool. My clients had the ability to offer over. We knew it was going to be competitive. We offered 20,000 over, and we were told we were not even close to the highest offer. So I want you guys to not be a little scared, but at least be well educated, know what you're walking into. I know we get a lot of buyers right now asking like, hey, you know, how motivated is that seller? What are our options? Are we going to be able to get a little bit better price? And the answer is no, especially for the very best properties, right? If a house is well maintained, it's nicely updated, it's, you know, nicely decorated, new floors, right? New countertops. We have all those things that the buyers are looking for. We're going to be highly competitive. We're back in that market. So just really, we want you guys to be aware of what's going on. Those buyers did make another offer, and we were able to get it. We were still 7,000 over or 6,000 over list price, competitive again. And that's something that we're seeing across the board. So I think we should all be prepared for that as we move into the spring market. We kind of have this thought that, you know, interest rates are going up, prices are going to drop, and that's not what the data tells us. So we want you guys to be educated and know what you're walking into. If you're considering selling or buying or investing, it's going to make a difference on how you make offers and what you look at.
For sure.
Talk about Prosper a little bit.
All right.
Big jumps in Prosper.
Prosper is crazy. They are a growing city. The average list price in the month of February was $970,000. Almost $1 million average list price here in Prosper. Yeah. Back in December, we were at $847,000, and then January we were at $882,000. We made almost $100,000 jump this month. Yeah. I will be shocked. I think we might hit $1 million. What do you think?
I think we're getting there as we get into these busier spring months, and you and I have talked about this quite a bit. Our busy season usually starts right now. Yeah. And we're feeling it start to pick up, but we actually are seeing the majority of our business is pushed to April, May, June, as opposed to March. We're really seeing a little bit later start to the spring market. So something else to just kind of be aware of, that we're already seeing $970,000 is the average list price in Prosper. And that list to sales price ratio is still way up there.
Yeah, but it's only at 97%, which is kind of shocking considering, like I said earlier, 98% is kind of where we've been staying. It's up though from last month at 96.8, and in December we were at 97.3. So we're still in a really great spot in Prosper. It is just a little bit shocking though that your list prices are almost at $1 million and you're not going for full price, but that's self-explanatory, I guess.
Yeah, and Prosper is, again, one of these cities we talk about has a lot of new construction, which skews the numbers a little bit, right? A builder can take a little bit of a hit if they have a house that's sitting, they want to close it by the end of the month. So we'll see some price reductions. We'll see them taking maybe slightly lower offers or providing some incentives. And that's kind of what skews our days on market in Prosper as well. Yeah,
and our days on market are now at 79 days. We were at 69 days and then 88 days in December. But that is definitely something that skews us here. We have so many new developments in the area. We have a lot of master plan communities that they post everything 300 days before they're actually ready to sell the home. So it's definitely skews our days to sell. But
yeah, and the number of new listings is down from last month, which is the same across the board in every city that we pull data for. So we're at 89 new listings in Prosper this month. So we're kind of seeing the trend from Dallas to Frisco to Prosper, and then we'll show you that it's, you know, about the same in Celina. So this is a pretty good snapshot of the North Texas market, and that's really what we hope to provide every month.
Yeah, for sure. And although some people don't think that we should be pulling last month's data, it's also when homes close, that's the most accurate statistics that we're going to get in this market is looking at last month's data. If we pulled the data for March, we would only be getting 7 days worth of data,
right?
8 days worth of data, which just isn't very realistic in this market when it's changing every single day. So we just do a whole month recap just so that you get a full picture of what happened last month, basically. So for Celina, this is crazy. In December, we were looking at $685,000 average list price. We then went up to $696,000, so about a $10,000 jump there. And in February, we were at $809,000 for average list price. We're competing with Frisco and Prosper right now. Our average list price is just climbing. That could also be back to new inventory. We are opening some newer, bigger, nicer areas. There's a lot of houses that have been selling recently. So that list price average is going to continue to go up, I believe.
Yeah, and the fact that we went up from 97% on a sale to list price ratio from last month to 98.2%, that tells me we're back in that competitive market where we're not just seeing one offer after 45 days, right? We're getting multiple offers in lots of these scenarios, or again, builder situations where maybe they're giving a little bit of a price decrease to get it closed. So this is, again, across the board, that days to sell at 76, which is down a little bit from last month. But we've been kind of staying in that range, 68 days to 81 days to 76 days. So that feels like kind of a market we're going to continue to see in these smaller towns that have a lot of development going on. So we're seeing just something a little bit different, right? You notice that trend in Dallas is 45 days on the market, where the trend in Prosper and Celina is over 75 days on the market. So we
also have a lot less inventory.
Yes.
So we're looking at this on a much smaller scale than Dallas, considering we do only have 80 new listings this month. So that's smaller than the smallest neighborhood in Celina, Texas. Like, that is crazy.
Yeah.
In December, we were looking at 37 new listings, which whenever I saw that number, I was like, there is no freaking way. But a lot of people just weren't ready to move. The holidays in Celina are a big deal. Everybody's family comes into town. It's just huge event here. So then we went to January, 112 new listings, which everybody was done with the holiday season. We were ready to move. And then now back to 80 listings. So we don't have a ton of inventory. It's still kind of stagnant right now, but we haven't dropped, right?
No, we have not dropped. This market is really only continuing to pick back up. We know the interest rates went up. We're hearing closer to 7% right now, which we know is scary if you're coming from either that 3% market, where you bought a house a couple of years ago, or you're a first-time home buyer. 7% sounds tragic, because I know for you, being a first-time home buyer, you're used to the 4s, 5s, and really the 3s. That's what you've known as an adult. And so, guys, 7% is it's not tragic. It is actually very close to our historical averages. Anywhere between 5 and 7 should feel really comfortable. It's just that we had under 5 for so long that it feels a little painful. But it's not. Don't stress out. I promise your credit card interest rate is way higher than that. And if you have a car loan,
don't even look. Don't even look. You're at like 15 to 20% on that puppy. So don't even look at that.
Especially the credit card. 22% interest rate. You guys don't think twice when you go buy a big screen. So let's look at how your money can work for you. Buying real estate is the quickest way to wealth. And that's not just because you're looking to invest and buy and sell and flip. It's about actually building equity in a really large financial investment, and then, make that move every 3 to 5 to 7 years, depending on what your life looks like, and take those equity increases as you go. We don't look to buy our forever home when we're 22, 23 years old, right? We look to buy the best home for us today that fits our budget, that's going to allow us to gain some equity, grow our wealth, move up in a few years into the next home. So we're hoping that this market is going to allow that for a lot of you. We do have more options, out in these suburban areas. We talk about averages, right? That doesn't mean every house in Celina is $809,000, right? No. We have some great opportunities at and under $400,000. And then there's a lot of surrounding towns that give us a lot of equity growth opportunities, better price points. You might have to commute a little bit, guys. You got to get some to give some. So
but one day you may not have to commute so
That's
much.
Right.
You kind of got to stick it out for the long run. I actually heard recently that Pilot Point is bringing hundreds and hundreds of homes in a huge master plan community, and the homes are going to start at $400,000. So as a first-time home buyer, that's something great to hear, and it'll give everybody some more options in the market soon. So.
Yeah, and we work in all of these surrounding areas. So if you are interested in information, guys, even if you're just shopping, you just want to educate yourself, that's great. That's what we're here for. We're here to be a resource for you. And then when the time is right, if we have the opportunity to earn your business, we want to do that. But we want you to know that we don't just work in Prosper Celina. We do work Collin County and surrounding counties. We're North Texas natives, so we're very familiar in these markets. And we would love to chat with you guys about the real estate market, what you're looking to do, and maybe help educate you through the process. Anything else we want to add?
Well, if you're a first-time home buyer, we will leave our link below for our new Facebook page. It's a great group to get involved, learn about the home buying process, and what steps you need to take to purchase your first home as a first-time home buyer in this market.
Yep. And that group is intended to be resources, right? We are not high-pressure salespeople. We want to educate you, provide you resources. Maybe you're a first-time home buyer and you've already moved in and you just need like a really good plumber or HVAC technician or roofer, right? That's what we're here for. We vet all of those contractors as well. So definitely check that link out below. Go join the Facebook group, say hi to us, and reach out to us with any questions.
All right, guys. We'll see you next month for our next month market update.
Bye.
Bye, guys.